Woohoo! 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 How does it get any better than this? How does it get any better than this? Do you want to wave to everybody, Honey Bear? Do you want to wave? Do you want to say hi? Wave. Hello, bright and shiny beacons of light. This was not planned. I know she was on stage or on air last week. Whee! But Mama Bear asked her before the start if she wanted to be on camera. I need to come up with a lap pillow. Why didn't I think of that? I need a lap pillow because I asked if she wanted to be on camera, and there we go. Or Jessica, my wife, asked, I can't speak tonight. And you said, what did you say? Did you want to be on camera? Yeah? And what else did you say?
I need to people.
People. You wanted to see the people. Do you want to send love?
Yeah.
Love?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else that you want to say to everybody? Yeah? So we are going to have a really special talk here tonight. I'm trying to find a way to get her comfortable. We're going to have a really special talk, a channel talk from Archangel Michael. We're going to also talk about an interview that I just did today with Robert Edward Grant. And we're going to talk about the eclipse and all sorts of pure goodness. Ooh, we got the mouse in our hands. And she sometimes knows how to click the disconnect button. So we're not going to do that. Is there anything else that you would like to share with your audience before we get started? Yeah?
People.
People. Lots of people. Do you like speaking with people?
No, wait.
Yeah?
Tap.
Yep. Laptop on the tap top. Do you like sharing love with everybody?
No,
Yeah?
more.
Yellow. Yep. That's you're seeing more people or you're seeing the yellow cover here? Yeah?
Yellow.
Yeah. That's you on camera right there. Isn't that fun? Yeah, that's Hannah Bear on camera. Yeah. You.
Daddy.
That's Daddy too on camera.
Mommy.
Mommy's behind the camera. Do you want to wave to Mommy?
Daddy.
Yeah?
Daddy.
Daddy wave? Okay. Hi, everyone. We are going to have a fun talk tonight. I've got to tell you. So, does that mean you're done? Okay. You ready for bedtime? Or do you just want to sit in my lap? I guess you could just sit in my lap. Next time, I've got to remember a lap pillow to get you up just a little bit higher. And people can't hear me very well when I'm back here. So, you're going to have her sit on Henrietta? I'm not so sure about that. All right. Here's the dealio. I had a, okay, here's the real dealio. Welcome to Mercury retrograde, everybody. It is an interesting time. It is when the energies feel backwards. They feel off. They feel weird. We're in the middle of two eclipses right now. Obviously, the lunar eclipse that just took place, the solar eclipse that's coming up, and the energy feels all over the place. Add on top of that, we are in a house where it's not so much that it's a moldy house. It's a brand new house, but the air conditioner broke. Water ran down the walls. They've torn off walls in the house. And as of earlier today, they tore the bathroom floor out of the room next to us and sprayed this stuff that has my nervous system wanting to run for the hills, to say the least. And so I think it, Honey Bear is here. Honey Bear has come here to try to ground me this evening. Isn't that it? You want to ground me? Do you want to say things to? Oh, we've got this tape there. But is there something that you want to say to people while you're here?
People
Yeah.
Right.
I know. I
So
know.
I never know.
Yep. What's that?
This.
Oh, this?
No, it's door.
This?
No, over
This?
there.
Oh, Daddy Stone. She loves Daddy Stone. So she volunteered or chose to come on air this evening, I think, to help ground me in to what is sure to be, did you just kiss the prayer stone? What is sure to be a very, very special talk. So let's try diving into things. Oh, she's kissing the prayer. No, no, now you're eating the prayers. Didn't you do something like this last week? Were you eating the prayer? Oh, your teeth. Your teeth are. Let's keep the teeth in good shape. I think Mama Bear is getting slightly disturbed.
Hey, so
Yeah, I know you're being so silly. You're being so silly. Are you eating the mic now? We're eating the mic now. Can you say woohoo?
no,
No, you can't say woohoo.
no, mommy,
Can you say yay?
no, mommy,
You can just say mommy. Can you do woohoo?
no,
No. All right. Well, are you ready to go to bed?
no,
Yeah, bedtime? Okay. Well, I'm going to give the talk, and you're welcome to stay in my arms because you can stay here as long as you'd like because you're why we do everything. There was actually something in Robert Edward Grant was talking about. Oh, he was talking about to make the most balanced human being, you need a combination of math on one side of your brain and music on the other side of the brain. Yep. Okay, you're good. She might be good. She might not be. But do you want to wave to everybody? Bye. Say good night. Bye bye. Now, do you want to do woohoo? Woohoo! 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 All right, I'll put you down. If you want to come back up, that's totally up to you. That's your choice. Okay. Let's see where we're at. Oh, are we going to have fun tonight? So, I do a channel co-creation, and I don't even know where to go with that with Hannah Bear. Well, I do know where to go. She is a twin, and her twin crossed over while in Mama's uterus, in utero. There you go. And ever since then, I've been channeling since way before then, but ever since then, I have channeled her sister. And her sister, who goes by the name Miracle, which means miracle, is except for nights when I do this YouTube live event like this, is my go-to on the other side of the veil. So I teach a program called Automatic Writing, and I teach you how to connect with what I call your boardroom or your chairman of the board, along with your angels and guides. And my chairman of the board is her twin sister on the other side of the veil, Miracle. On nights like tonight, where I am channeling Archangel Michael, and actually I channeled him this morning, I channeled him this afternoon, and we'll see. I don't do trance state channeling. That's not my game, at least not at this point. If somebody says otherwise, maybe it will be. But Archangel Michael always likes to come through on days that I'm going to do an event and have a talk with me, or have a second talk with me, or have a third talk with me. And he started this morning by saying, hope springs eternal. And so that's actually a bunch of, and that's a spoiler alert for what we're going to be talking about here tonight is hope springs eternal. But I want to take things back a minute. So I've been very excited over the last few years about having Robert Edward Grant on the show. He's a polymath, which means brilliant in many areas. Certainly math is one of them. He is a modern day Da Vinci, and he studies pyramids, ancient civilization, sacred geometry, language, so many different fields of study. And I was very excited to have him on the show tonight, or not tonight, today, which means airing in about 6 to 8 weeks. And we're talking about ancient civilizations, pyramids, sacred geometry. And what was most fascinating is he's tripped across these discoveries with the pyramids in Giza. And looking at the exact pitch or angle of the pyramids, what he found was a map or an overlay of the earth that shows the exact path of next week's eclipse. The exact path overlaid in stone in the math from what, a few thousand years ago, if you believe in the modern interpretation, a precession ago, 24,500 years ago, if you believe in another interpretation, maybe even longer ago than that, all pointing to this week's eclipse or next Monday's eclipse. Oh, I should probably mention, we will have next Monday's show next Sunday. That is right. It is going to be a messages from your angels and guides on what you really get to do before the eclipse. Because at that point, we're going to do it Sunday night. It's only 12 hours or so before the eclipse. So next Monday's show will be next Sunday night. I don't think I have ever held a YouTube live event. Okay, in the first year or two, I think I had a YouTube live again on Sunday nights, but they've been Monday nights ever since. But not this time. It will be this coming Sunday night. Mark your calendar, set your alarm, set an alert. That's when this is going to be, to get you that last minute prep for the eclipse coming. Because what Robert Edward Grant is showing, and what I'm hearing through Archangel Michael, what I'm hearing through the ethos, what I'm hearing every way imaginable, and if I'm honest, what I'm seeing before my eyes, which is a little bit interesting to say the least, is this is an energy shift, this one. And we could say, yeah, all eclipses are energy shifts. All eclipses come in twos. All eclipses may have a Mercury retrograde through it, or at least a bunch of them. Yes, yes, yes. But not all eclipses have been associated with this energy that humanity is going through right now. Not all eclipses have been associated with us having cell phones and AI and this accelerator that we're on. Not all eclipses are found in the very geometry of the pyramids, talking the exact lines. I wish I could show you the screenshot here tonight. Had I thought in advance, my producer could show you the screenshot tonight. The exact path of totality is mapped out, not in the stars, but mapped out in the geometries of the different pyramids. It's crazy, it's amazing, and it speaks to the specialness, the sacredness, the importance of these eclipses that are coming up. Because this eclipse coming up, this is not your ordinary average eclipse. This is an eclipse that isn't just a life changer. This isn't an eclipse where we just go, I want to manifest something. Though you certainly can do this. This is an eclipse where our existence is going to be changed. Now, I see somebody here saying Mercury is an angry planet. In this case, Mercury retrograde isn't about Mercury being angry. It's about, in a sense, it's going further away. And I'm not an astrologist, so I don't want to try to explain it more than that. But what it means is, during this time period of Mercury retrograde, things move backwards to us. Relationships that appear good but had wounds, the wounds come back to haunt us. A contract that seemed strong, but we knew something was wrong with it. It comes back to haunt us. Things that were hidden under the carpet that get to be fixed, like everything that gets to be pulled up in this house, come back to haunt us. But these are not bad hauntings. These are good hauntings. These are the hauntings of healing. It's something that Robert and I were discussing. There really is no such thing as bad at the end of the day, bad, if we understand. If everything, and I use the word God, we can use the word love, universe, Akashic field, the field, quantum field, whatever we want. But if everything is of the field, or everything is of love, or everything is of God, then nothing is not. If everything is of God, then nothing is not. Which means that everything, even the haunting, is here to serve us, if we choose for it to be, because we live in a holographic universe that's created by our own design. We're going to dive in more in a little bit. Archangel Michael has so much to say about it. Robert Grant certainly had things to say about it. I have things to say about it. But it's a holographic universe, infinite in all directions, by our own design. And we can say it's a simulation by our own design as well. But not your design, not my design, your higher self's design. Your higher self is all-knowing, is all-powerful, is all-creator, and is on the other side of the veil, which means everywhere. It's actually us who are suffering from amnesia right now, calling the shots for our highest good. So now this eclipse is built in stone from thousands and thousands and thousands of years ago to help us, to help all of humanity to We can use the word ascend during this time. We can use this word awaken during this time. We can use the word transcend the mortal coils of a heavy, dark experience. What does this mean? Transcend the mortal coils of a dark experience. There's always a balance of light and dark. There's always electricity, positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative, helping us to ascend, helping us to wake up, helping us to grow, helping us to live our greatest life. Humanity is in a time of a massive shift. Now, I like Robert Grant's interpretation of it. He says his interpretation of it. Then we're going to dive into the channeling here. His interpretation of it is that humanity is at a schism. Humanity is at a point, a breaking point. My language, not his, but an interpretation of his language, where we can choose to wake up. We can choose to go from that 3D to that 5D. Running joke when I went to Philippines, and Aya Bear here and Ann Bear here. They're both from the Philippines, an amazing country, perhaps the friendliest people on earth. And we were fed mungo after mungo with these things called 5D mangos. And you can actually find them in Costco, I think, to this day. So whenever I hear 5D, I think mangos. Not mangoes, mangos. But we are ascending from this 3D consciousness to 5D consciousness, to whichever D consciousness, if we choose to be in the light, if we choose to be more awake, if we choose to be more aware during this time. And that has everything to do with the eclipse. Or, dun, 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 I guess I need to work on the sound effects here. We can choose, do I dare say it? I'll call it, we can choose to be in the poop show. We can choose to be in the doghouse. We can choose to be in a horrible, awful time. And according to Robert Edward Grant, and it sounds quite plausible. Sorry, Archangel Michael is saying it is not just plausible, it is happening. It is all dependent, though, on the choices that we make, whether we get to stay in the doghouse or not. Thank you. We can choose to take that higher path during this time. And we will see and create a new reality for ourselves. We can choose to take the lower path during this time, and we can choose a really dark reality for ourselves. We had on about a year ago, maybe it was less than that. It was last summer, because I can remember where I was when we were recording. We were by Mount Washington, and we were trying to do the recording remotely. We interviewed a remote viewer who had worked with thousands of remote viewers to come up with what is the world going to look like in 20 years from now, 50 years from now, these sort of things. And he saw a split of the U.S., sort of along the lines of ascension. Those who were believing in a we path, a path of greater love, of greater togetherness, of greater empathy, were in one part of the U.S. living their own existence, and those who believed in greater darkness and greater greed and greater fear were in another part. I have no idea if that's how things are going to play out, but I do know that where we place our attention and awareness right now, and especially over this upcoming week, matters and matters exquisitely. It's why, if you join our School of Mystics, I will do many shameless plugs for it tonight. If you join our School of Mystics, and we got a coupon code here for you, 4 Wednesdays each month, but this Wednesday in particular, we're going to be working on how to transmute this energy so that you can surf the eclipse for all it's worth and really energize your upward trajectory. We're doing that this Wednesday in the School of Mystics. Energize your upward trajectory. So I'll let people in the chat, if they want to tell you about the School of Mystics, I'll let them do it. It is awesome. It is amazing. It is life-changing, as is this time period in general. So having a little coaching there helps. But let me dive into the channeling now and let us see where we get. What I'm told is, this is where it gets really interesting. And I've got a new camera set up tonight, and so I have to see if I'm actually able to read my screen while I'm talking to you. I'm very interested to see if I can. Let's see. I have to move over the comments just a little. So many beautiful, beautiful comments. Same as last week. We got 3 thumbs down at the start last week with Hannah Bear. I think I saw 3 thumbs down and 195 thumbs up when I mentioned it to people. Same tonight. Identical. Nothing happens without a reason. We've got a whole angel numbers program coming out. It's been delayed slightly because I'm working on getting through my book first. Our book. the book to help you shine bright. And but that angel numbers program will be coming out shortly. And I always look at when we get close numbers, when we get exact numbers, when numbers are just slightly off, and what they mean to us. So what I'm told is that this eclipse or this portal season does not end with this eclipse. So important to understand. So we think of an eclipse, the lunar eclipse opening up the curtains, the solar eclipse closing the curtains of this time where we're closest to the other side of the veil. That may have been the case in the past, but that is certainly not the case with this eclipse or this eclipse season. I'm trying to change the size of my notes so I can try to read it to you or understand what was being said as we're going along here. This season's different. And I've mentioned a bunch of reasons, but it's really about, and you can feel this. I want to say you can tell me if I'm wrong, but you know this. There is a massive energy right now. Massive energy. Nothing is small. Nothing. So at the start of Robert's interview with me today, he said that, and it had to be rescheduled because he ran into some challenges. And then he said 2 days ago, his computer blew up while he was giving a talk to mathematicians. And then as we started today, his Zoom blew up and he literally had to leave his house, go drive into the office and get onto another computer in order to do a show with me. That's the energy we're experiencing right now. It is va, 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 boom, over the top. That's not a bad thing. So we're at a time of schism. We're at a time of great change. We're at a time where it's not just you can have it the easy way or the hard way. You can either surf to the heavens, up to the ethos, I'll call it, or you can spiral downhill. The fact, and it all depends on your level of awareness, of awakenedness. That's not even a word. I don't use the term woke because that term was stolen, hijacked, so we ain't going there tonight. The fact you're here, though, means you are awake. You are aware. You are ready. And this is a very, very good thing indeed. So, I woke up this morning and I woke up, hugged myself, which is really coming from the angels, coming from the universe, coming from my higher self, and said, you are loved, you are loved, you are loved. And what I just kept on hearing, hope springs eternal. Hope springs eternal. Hope springs eternal. And I just kept hearing it as I was basically trying not to wake the mama bear and not to wake the baby, as we're all in the same room right now because the walls are turned down and all this other stuff. And I'm kind of sprinting down the hall to get to the computer. Now, to write it all down. Angels and guides like to speak to us in signs, in symbols, and synchronicities. Signs, symbols, synchronicities. Not so much in words, though they were giving me words, hope springs eternal, but signs, symbols, and synchronicities. What does that have to do with anything? Well, how do I put it without anchoring it in? Due to the fact that we got to stay on the East Coast to get Hannah Bear through some health challenges that she's not well behind. How does it get any better than this? And we moved to Florida so that she could spend a winter outside getting healthy and getting strong. The cold is good too, but getting her moving outdoors as much as possible. We have been in kind of a holding pattern. Now we're out of that holding pattern and we can go wherever we want. How does it get any better than this? If the universe allows us to. And the plan is to set sail for Colorado for this summer. We'd love to hold a retreat there this summer. Yay! And we first found one amazing place, Carbondale, Colorado, right by where we lived in Basalt, Colorado, just outside of Aspen. And we set our sights there about 3 weeks ago. Yay! We've got it, Carbondale, Colorado. Ooh, ooh, ooh. And the opportunity blew up. It was gone. It no longer existed. Oh, okay. Well, we had talked about going back to Boulder, And Boulder's where Jessica and I met, and I'm certainly a Boulderite among other things, so why not? What about Boulder? And the most amazing place came up. Woohoo! How does it get any better than this? How does it get any better than this? And I had Mary Fryer saying, I'm going to organize a retreat in Colorado. Just tell me where, when. One of our School of Mystics members who's probably here tonight. And I went quiet, going, something feels off about this. Something doesn't feel right. The place we're supposed to rent has gone quiet. They're not responding to us. They're not getting back to us. Oh, cacao, we love Telluride. Jessica lived in Dolores for a while, and she hung out in Telluride. And we did a bike ride through Telluride, kind of this tour. And our photo shoot for our book, Barefoot Running, was done in Moab and Telluride. But in this case, found the place, seemed perfect, person disappeared. How do you get ghosted by somebody who is renting you a place? And then it didn't work out. When you think you have a place to live, and then it doesn't work out, your heart kind of sinks a little bit. Be honest, sinks a little bit or a lot of bit. Then you have walls torn down around you, and then you have all sorts of other things, and then you have electronic challenges. This is not a pity story. This is quite the reverse of a pity story. This is an awesome story. Why? The universe always has your back. The universe always has your back. So the universe speaks in signs, symbols, synchronicities. What does this mean? Well, we went for an Easter egg on in Palm Coast, where we live, Florida, last weekend. And Jessica got out of the car. She walked across the street with Hunter Bear. She saw this metallic glint, and she immediately picked up one of the very few rare top prize golden eggs. Within 30 seconds of getting there, right on the way in, she won the top prize. How does it get any better than this? And then I believe in planting seeds, energetic seeds. And so we went a couple days ago to a Rivian test drive event. We don't know that we're getting a Rivian. All I know is Jessica wants a bigger car. And so eventually, once we are more settled, whatever that means, there will be a bigger vehicle in our future. I love Tessie, the little Model 3 yellow Tesla that I never considered little. But with all these baby accoutrements and stuff like this, okay, I get it. And particularly trying to carry additional family members in the car. I get it. So we went and test drove the Rivian, and we got, before they test drive, they said, there's a free lottery. So they gave me a ticket, kind of chuckled. They gave Jessica a ticket. I kind of chuckled. Why? Because I know what the universe is up to. I know what the universe is up to. The universe, when the universe doesn't give you what you want and things blow up and things disappear and things ghost, people ghost, no, there's a higher purpose reason for it. I don't know what it is, but there's a higher purpose reason for it. So we're given a lot of the raffle tickets. I don't think anything other after the chuckle, which meant I thought a lot of it. Went and did our test drive, came back. All right, we're done. We can go now. Let's go explore over here. And they said, wait, don't go yet. We're going to draw a raffle in a few minutes. Oh, okay, we'll wait. And so the raffle starts. And the first ticket we have is blah, 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 blah. I won. I got the first prize. And then they go, okay, we're going to draw another ticket. And I'm laughing already. And they do the second ticket. And I'm almost embarrassed. I'm beet red. Jessica won for the second prize. What does this mean? Are we lucky people? We're all blessed. You're blessed. I'm blessed. But the universe's way of saying, calm the flip down. Everything's going to work out because she speaks in signs, symbols, and synchronicities. Everything is going to work out no matter what. This is super important right now because this is the concept of hope springs eternal. Hope springs eternal means that today in particular, April 1st here in the northern in the, what do we call it, the east, the west? In the west, the east is already on April 2nd. Ooh, goody. I should probably tell you about that because my first NDE was on April 2nd. Wow, didn't plan on going there tonight. But April 1st we call April Fool's Day. But it's actually not about fools. It's not about foolishness. It's about joy and it's about hope. It's not about making a fool out of anybody, but bringing levity and joy to everyone. And that is hope springs eternal. So today's message, short and sweet, and it's not that short of a talk, but today's message, short and sweet, is to look for what to be hopeful for. This is huge. We are projectors of our own reality. Or I'm going to kind of butcher Robert Edward Grant's language, although I've used similar things as well for the same concept. If we picture the world as a simulation, and he wanted to use the example of an Apple, I don't know what this Apple world is. People probably mention it, what it is here, this virtual world that you can go into with Apple devices now. But if you think of the world as a virtual video game, a simulation, the programmers have designed it so that if you're in a room, the room appears and the computer's huffing and puffing and working on it. If you're out of the room disappears and the computer isn't huffing and puffing about it because it would take too much energy. I can remember at 5 years of age, standing on a Fisher-Price parking set. My parents had just driven away. I watched them drive away. Fisher-Price set tipped. I fell and knocked my tooth out as I was thinking, if my parents are out of sight, do they still exist? Well, in a simulation, they don't. In a simulation, all that exists is where you place your attention, because that's the most efficient design. The most efficient design of a holographic universe says, whatever you focus on is what exists. Whatever you do not focus on does not exist. Let me repeat that, because if you get nothing else tonight, this is huge. In a holographic universe or in a simulation, who's the creator of the simulation? Not a big, bad, nefarious E.T. Among Us thingy bobber. Your higher self brought you down into the simulation to help you learn and help you grow. If we're in a simulation, this holographic universe is efficient. Where you are is all that matters. Present moment is all that matters. Does time move forward? Does time move back? It moves both simultaneously to bring you to the ever-present central sun or central moment. Think of infinity as an 8 tipped on its side, where it meets in the middle. We've got one side that's forward-looking. We've got the other side that's past. They're both double helixes. Hello. DNA flipped over and backwards on each other with a 560-degree bend, which is a special number, but we won't go there this evening. But all that matters is that center point. All that matters is exactly where you place your focus. Not just in a law of attraction, what I think about, I bring about kind of way, although there's certainly nothing wrong with that. But let's take this to an even higher level. The system is efficient. If you ain't focusing on it, it doesn't exist. If you ain't focusing on it, it doesn't exist. So, right now, there's so much gloom and doom around. It's actually why we created this School of Mystics, to bring light to the darkness. It's why we actually started our show, well, nearly a decade ago, on 9/11. That's when we started the show. I think it was 9/11, 2015. We started the show to bring light to the darkness. Why? The system is highly efficient, and all that you focus on is all that matters. And we're going to get to the portal consequences here. During this time, it's amplified. So it matters more and more. So it is a time to look for the good. It is a time to look for the joy. It is a time where I look around and say, I thought I brought a water in here, because this is the running joke on the show. I thought I brought a water in here, and I have an empty bottle. I will focus on the bottle being full. It is a time to look for the very thing you want more of. Yes, you are an attractor magnet for all things goodness. When you look for the goodness, that's when it turns on the program for that room. You find goodness. You give thanks for goodness. You focus on goodness. You find more goodness to be thankful for. You find more goodness in your life. You focus on the goodness. You give thanks for the goodness. You find more goodness. We can call it a wheel of goodness if you wish. Once that wheel gets started, it's hard to get it stopped. You see, you are a spinning water wheel, scooping from the wellness of goodness or scooping from the wellness of hope. Now, certainly you can scoop from the other well as well, but which one more fun to scoop from? It's okay, the place hasn't worked itself out yet. Okay, I have no bathroom in the bathroom. There's no toilet in the bathroom anymore. Didn't know that was possible. There's no cabinets in there. There's no floor in there. There's a bathtub still. Technically, I guess that would make it a bathroom. I could focus on that. Oh, yeah, and the wafty smell in here that was driving my nervous system through the roof. I was in this fight or flight mechanism. It's just basically a vinegar spell. They were spray. They were doing everything very holistically. So we got a vinegar spray. And yet my body's going, run. I can focus on that. Or I can focus on the outcome to come. Each one is true because each one is going to flip on a different room in the game of life. Now, another powerful adage, super important as we're coming into this eclipse. Like begets like. Like begets like. If we stay of the energy of gloom and doom, which is what the powers that be, I'm not a real conspiracy kind of guy, but the powers that be want to stay in power. I get it. We're going to come to another level of humanity where the not rulers, those who represent us do so out of empathy, kindness, and compassion. And how much empathy can they bring and how much can they help us? How kind can they be to us? How much can they take care of us? That's not where our leaders are today. The leaders want to stay in power by holding on to an old broken system. And I hear we've got over 1,000 people in chat. I love you guys. How does it get any better than this? So the energy that we're experiencing of gloom and doom right now isn't this evil cabal, this big bad thing. It's those that are in power want to stay in power. Of course, if we focus on an evil cabal, if we focus on evil-bisted, bad, twisted people, you'll notice I twist my tongue over evil because I do believe there's darkness and light. I do believe that there are emotions that are harder and emotions that are easier. I do believe that there are people who are lost and there are people who are found. But I do not believe in this inherent concept of evil, because if so, I don't believe the universe would exist. I believe that those feel separate and therefore act out of state of greed or out of state of lack or out of a state of fear. I do absolutely believe in that, but it's why I trip my tongue over that word evil. The reverse of it, of course, is live. That's what we're talking about. So, if we stay in an energy of gloom and doom, which is what people are, system powers that be are trying to do this year, even in the spiritual genre on YouTube, you can see it. If you use evil as your methodology, what happens? You bring about a heavier, darker energy, and that's what you see more of. Like begets like. If you're focusing on evil, if you're focusing on darkness, if you're focusing on the negative, you're not just attracting more of it, you're flipping on the switch for the rooms that have more of the very thing you don't want. If you can remember The Matrix, which is its 25th year anniversary coming up, the Keymaster, if that's his right name, the Keymaster, it might be Keymaster from Ghostbusters, but the person who holds the keys has all these different doors that he can open up. The doors that are available to us are the doors based on where we're placing our focus. And it is real easy this year, 2024, to place your focus, your awareness on something that is sexy and seductive, known as fear and gloom and doom. You heard me right, sexy and seductive. Why? The nervous system has been trained and entrained. This biological meat suit has been trained and entrained, meaning trained by those around us and entrained, get into the energetic vibration of, I look for danger because it keeps me safe. I look for danger because it keeps me safe. What does this mean? We watch horror movies. We do roller coasters. There's nothing wrong with a roller coaster, but that scare the bejesus out of us. Is that a technical term? Actually, I keep thinking of Beetlejuice now, which isn't the exact term for the supernova that, if it takes place this year, could be the brightest thing in the sky for the rest of our lives, like a glowing pink rose or pink lotus. How does it get any better than this? I am very excited to see if that comes true, because if so, so many prophecies behind it. If there is a glowing pink rose in the sky for the rest of our lives, as bright as the moon itself, the full moon itself, if we focus on the fear, and it's very seductive, it's very powerful, it becomes a desire. We get a desire inside of us. So, okay, let's back up. Why do people do, well, I did a bungee jump. Did I do it out of fear? No. I actually did it out of, I wanted to see what it felt like. It's different. But fear is seductive. There's a rush to fear. And what happens is, when you get that rush or trigger of fear, you want more fear. When you get a rush from fear, you want more fear. It's why you turn on the news in the morning, because you're like, well, this will get me going. This will get me energized. It gives you a rush. It gives you a hit of fear. But guess what? You turned on the box. You went to your social media. You went to your, heck, I can go to AccuWeather.com. It's where I get my weather. And it's going to, let me see if I can click on it right now. We've got sharks. We've got, oh, it's good. The eclipse right now. Okay, here we go. Will there be clouds to spoil the show? Nor'easter to unload feet of snow. 7 taken to hospital after severe turbulence. It's all these stories of gloom and doom, and of what can be, and of how things are going to be wrecked, how things are going to be destroyed, how plans are going to be ruined. That's just the weather. Because we find it seductive to look at the negative. It comes with this rush. If it didn't come with this rush, if we weren't addicted to fear, then these sites wouldn't have, this is just a weather thing. And yesterday was talking about these people died, these people in danger of being died, this may kill off the planet, this may do the other thing. We're addicted to it, or else they wouldn't be showing it to us. We gravitate toward fear. Well, I don't gravitate toward fear. Okay. Have you driven down the highway and there was a lights flashing on the other side, or there was an accident, and you looked to see what happened? It's in us. It's okay. It's okay. It's still inside of us. Have you read what's going wrong with the world rather than what's going right? It's okay. Guilty as charged. It's wired inside of us. Have you come home and talked about, oh my God, that person cut me off. That person was a toot toot at the traffic light. This happened at work. That happened at work. And you go listing the things that went wrong rather than the things that went right? It's okay. Jessica, a long time ago, would want to beat me over the head in a loving way about it. That's our nervous systems hijacked and gone awry. And what it does is creates more of it. This is a society and a planet that is truly, wholly, and completely addicted to fear. Until we are not. I see somebody, I can't read the full text here, but somebody's upset about us splitting in two. I send Anna, I send you love. Here's the dealio. None of this is written in stone, except for this one thing. We are the projectors of reality. We jump to new realities based on what we think and what we focus on. So I would focus on all of us making it through this time period at an uplifted state. I would focus on all of us coming to a highest level. I would focus on all of us being more awake and aware. But it takes a recognition that that's not what we're doing yet. Which is why I say we are all addicted until we are not. The best way to move past fear first is to recognize it and particularly with the eclipse coming up. It's an amplifier of whatever you're thinking about. Let me take it further. Because as my team will attest, I was alphabet soup before this talk here tonight. I couldn't think. I couldn't speak. I'm very plugged into the energy of everyone everywhere. And I know that right now is a time period of amplification. So you get the everyone of everywhere, a time period of amplification, and this smell that was in the house. Plus, there are people burning wood and maybe refuse across the street, meaning not trash, just burning old trees and stuff that had fallen down. And we had a choice of opening the windows and having the smoke come in the house or having the vinegar sent in the house. And the nervous system is tripwired into a heightened state of conscious. Oh my gosh, golly, the tongue has got my cat. It's okay, Meowsers. Okay, quick derailment. I let Sir Meowsers out earlier today, and I took him down to the grass. He is our Forever 15 cat. And he wandered off into the bush. And I learned that we actually have a very small bit of jungle next to this house that is impossible to walk through. And I was crawling down on my hands and knees through multiple spider webs to try to rescue our kitty and bring him back earlier today. It's a funny time. It's a very funny time with lots of crazy energy plus a Mercury retrograde. Why do I bring that back up? It is so easy. It is so seductive at this time to look for what's not working. The great thing is I was able to climb under the bushes. I was able to get Meowsers. I was able to bring him back. He was super happy. He was purring like crazy. He ran back himself after he saw that I couldn't quite get him through the bush. And then I took the most beautiful shower to make sure I didn't have ticks or spiders all over me. Woohoo! How does it get any better than this? Where you place that energy right now is what's going to be amplified. So everything comes up with Mercury retrograde right now. And I mean, a lot of stuff is going to come up. Feel the emotions, go through the emotions. I like to say snow globe the emotions, which means to look at them, to examine them, to see what's hiding in there. You might have a spinning happy shark in your emotions. And then let them go and place the focus on what you desire and amplify that up. The simulator, again, or the computer behind the simulation, only focuses or only recognizes and turns on the rooms where you place your energy. Again, that's why I'm having this amazing class on Wednesday. I'm biased. Amazing class on Wednesday to help you flip the switches, to help you kind of toggle on the energetic flow for pure goodness coming up out of this. I need you to toggle that on. Why? You change your reality and therefore change all of our realities by where you're placing your focus during this time. You can literally hop from one timeline to the next. Literally from one timeline to the next. That's what we're teaching, and that's what you get to do during this time. So, your very thoughts have this massive ripple effect on the timeline of your existence. We're going right now from a portal of the eclipse, and then we're going into a bigger portal that's at play. This is what was in the stones. This is what is in the pyramids. That the portal isn't just closing on April 8th, but it is opening just as our hearts are opening more, just as our minds are opening more to a feeling state, just as the divine feminine is opening more to the what is possible, which all depends on where you place your focus right now. Where you place your focus can literally dictate a huge degree to where you're going in the future. Now, we can call it the butterfly effect, where one tiny little change has all these massive ripples on your reality or of your future. Or we can say derivatives, and I do love this about the movie Everything Everywhere All at Once, derivatives of your reality. You are one derivative away from your current reality if you think one positive thought. And not a Pollyannish, oh, I'm just going to think positive thought. Now, what do you want? I want a reality where everybody makes it. Okay, you focus on that. I want a reality where we all have greater health. Okay, you focus on that. You focus on one thing, you are one derivative, you are one timeline away. You focus on another thing, you're another timeline, or maybe even 10 timelines away, because everything seems to be logarithmic, exponential. You focus on another thing, it's 100 times away. Your reality is dictated and created by where you're placing those thoughts. So, since we're eclipsed, since we're sandwiched between two eclipses, we get to discuss this. For eclipses are two-way portals. So, right now, if you're focusing on a train wreck, a political wreck, a climate wreck, a war wreck, you get to ask yourself, where am I placing your focus? Or are you placing your attention and awareness on the solutions, the climate solution, the political solution, the peaceful solution? Where are you placing your attention? Why? We know like begets like. But we also know that that new room is being flipped on. A new version of yourself is being flipped on. And while we get to clear away the old, that's what the first eclipse was about, clearing away the old. The more wild and crazy the ideas that you can come up with for the new timeline, the more you're going to go from a derivative to a derivative to a derivative to a derivative to a derivative. I'm serious about this. We can have things almost identical to how we are now, or we can have something so crazy different. Somebody just put love rules down. I couldn't agree more. How does it get any better than this? You can have the derivative, where this world becomes almost completely and totally unrecognizable. So we get to ask ourselves some very big picture questions right now. A, what timeline do you wish to exist on? What timeline? Is it a timeline of gloom and doom? Is it a timeline of strife and struggle? Is it a timeline where we don't have free energy, where we aren't welcomed into the galactic family, where we almost blow ourselves up? Or is this a timeline where we're welcomed with open arms, where we do have free energy, where we're able to reverse what's going on in the earth? Heck, where we even learn how to bring back, through DNA or even through fossils, bring back Mother Nature's children, of which we are one of an infinite number of many. That's possible. We can do that. Nothing is extinct forever. If we believe something else is possible, we're just energy. Yeah, Michael, but once it's gone, it's gone. Gone to where? It's not gone. Do you think it's gone from memory? That's energy. You think it's gone from the double helix? That's energy. All of this is energy. If it was in the quantum field once, it can be in the quantum field again, if that's where we place our attention and our awareness and our reality. What planet do you wish to live on? Do you wish to live on this planet here on Earth? Do you wish to live on a different planet? Do you wish to be part of that galactic federation? Where do you wish to be? What do you want to live, do, thrive, and survive? Reside, better word than survive. We can have anything you want. You can even have, forgive me, all gloom, all doom, all the time. Actually, a lot of people are doing that today. It's called doom scrolling. Doom scrolling is to look for the negative. Now, if you turn on that news, what I call negative worthless stimulation, NEWS, negative worthless stimulation, you will create very much the very thing that you're afraid of. You'll create it. You're not just witnessing it. You're not just observing it. You're not attracting it. You are creating it. You're saying, please toggle on this room of gloom and doom. Please toggle on that room of gloom and doom. Please toggle on the other. However, if you turn on KHOPE or KHBE, K-Hope, all hope all the time. Remember, hope springs eternal. That is what you'll bring about as well. Key point here. Hope is 10 times more powerful than fear. So when you go, oh my God, I had a negative thought that's going to ruin my life. No. Have one positive thought. It will more than tenfold erase the other. Yes, but negative and positive are in balance. Yes, darkness and light are in balance. But your trajectory is up to you, and your trajectory is changed tenfold or more by where you place your focus. If we focus on hope, that is what we'll get and amplified during this special time. It's why, and I wasn't being cocky, I was given the raffle tickets and I chuckled because I knew I just won the raffle. I knew I just won. Now, it wasn't for a Rivian. That would have been cool. But I knew I'd just one. The Egyptians, or whomever built the pyramids and those sacred geometries, was pointing out that there are higher level solutions based on where we place our attention at this time. And there are lower level solutions, that's the darkness, based on where we play our awareness as well. So it's a time to get busy. Look for positives. Find good stories. Watch good movies. Read good books. Watching good live events like this. This helps. And please make a hopefulness document. Michael, what's a hopefulness document? Oh, goody. You get to make a hopefulness doc. What in the world is that? It's a document. It's a piece of paper. It is a page in your journal where you write out. And if you can, write it out. You're dyslexic like me, type it out. Because when I write, it is a disaster. Is that a limiting belief? If I go, actually, I can't even go slowly anymore writing. If I go slowly writing and I focus on my writing, I'm going to flip letters even more. It's funny. I was trying to do it recently. But as best you can, get it written down or at least get it typed out. And write what you're hopeful for in your daily life. I am hopeful for. And in your world to come. I am hopeful for a beautiful meal, a beautiful home, a beautiful wife, a beautiful life, health for my kids, health for my grandkids, even have kids or grandkids. I am hopeful for, oh my God, an election year where everybody comes together as one and says, you know, red, blue, polka dot, it just doesn't matter. Let's love each other up. You go, well, that's not realistic. It's as realistic as you make it to be, depending on which room you want to toggle on in the simulator. So write out your hopefulness document with your wildest, craziest, most amazing, unrealistic, please make them unrealistic, dreams you possibly can. And this gets way outside of the scope of probably my understanding and what Robert Edward Grant was talking about, but he was talking about Eye of Horus versus the Eye of Ra, and one eye and he was talking Eye of Horus, Eye of Ra. One is dark, one is light. And actually, if you go into Da Vinci's, I'm not sure if it's called The Man, it is the human figure, which is actually all the lines inside of it, the exact geometries of the Great Pyramid of Giza, even with all of the tombs. And now they just found, thanks to Robert Edward Grant, just found a new passageway going up to the throat chakra. And he would say this eclipse is the most important because it is the opening of the throat chakra of man and of woman. It is waking up our ability to speak and vibrate at a higher level. But in that Da Vinci, this is part of the Da Vinci Code, in that Da Vinci drawing, you'll see one eye is small, or one pupil is small, one pupil is big. So we have light and we have dark. We have mind and we have heart. Ra, rational mind. We are going from the time of Ra to the time of Horus, the time of heart, and in a more balanced state. What do you feel? What do you want? What do you desire? What are you hopeful for? What are you crazy hopeful for? That's what you get down. And that will not just be, that will birth something new. It will toggle on the words, the room. So it is time to get those words down. Before April 9th, before this portal closes. It's why I give so many beautiful exercises coming up Wednesday, School of Mystics. Plus, we're going to do a guided group intention meditation. We'll do a shorter one here tonight, but a group intention meditation to help create that. Definitely come join us. Again, another shameless plug. Forgive me. I am very, very bullish on the School of Mystics. But you get to do this work before the portal closes while the energy of amplification is all around us. What does that mean? Well, that's the tenfold that I'm talking about. And then some. Whatever you focus on right now is going to be amplified, is going to amped up. You can feel this. You can feel this. And I see Mary Fire is here. I love you, Mary. I love everybody who's here tonight. I love you. I love you. I love everybody, period. Let's be frank about it. Michael, but do you love the axe murderer? Okay, that's a really strange thing to say, but yeah. Do I love the axe murderer more if they come here to this thing? I'm not going to judge anybody for anything. I might exit the room if there's somebody with an axe there and it's scary. I'm going to love everybody. And then I'm going to focus on that person healed, on that person better, on that person. There is in the Tibetan literature, there's the story of people who become the most enlightened beings, Buddhas, who started out as axe murderers. We can't judge anything. We're going to a time of empathy, a time of heart, a time where the rational mind takes a back seat. Rational mind gets us into wars. Rational mind has never got us out of one. Heart, forgiveness, kindness, compassion, empathy. Now that's what we're talking about. Somebody just wrote yummy, and I don't think it had to do with this, but I'll take it. That's what we're talking about. So this time of the energy of amplification, what is yummy? What is delicious? What is the future that you desire? What is the future that you desire? Now, I was channeling this morning, and in the middle of channeling, it always happens, other angels and guides will jump in on me. And they said, did you realize you are double booked for an event? I don't know if it's next week or something like that. They're like, you're double booked. And I'm in the middle of channeling with Archangel Michael. And I'm like, what? Excuse me? And they're like, you're double booked for an interview. And I'm like, oh gosh, golly. Actually, it was something that's closer than that. Is an interview coming up tomorrow. They're like, you're double booked. I'm like, okay. And that can certainly knock my attention out for a minute. And so they said, hold on, it's going to be okay. Breathe deep. We, universe, angels, guides, will figure it out. Breathe deep. It will all work out. Breathe deep. There's a powerful solution for this. Oh my gosh, we've gotten some beautiful donations in from Orville Nation. Can you feel the energy of amazing rebirth in spring? How does it get any better than this? Let's unite and not divide this election year. Yeah, we can bring ourselves all together. So I had a double booking. My mind is pulled astray. I can focus at this point, rather than on the words of Archangel Michael, I can focus on the very thing I do not want. You could call it a test, right in the middle of my channeling. And instead, I went to these words, breathe deep, it will all work out. Breathe deep, it will all work out. Breathe deep, it will all work out. Now, this is a very powerful statement. Now, we can say it will do more than work out. So when I was sharing this with Jessica before going on air here tonight, she's like, it will do better than all work out. But all work out is hope eternal. A very powerful statement you can say when stuff goes down. It's okay. It will all work out. It's okay. It will all work out. It's okay. It will all work out. And then you can write down what you're hopeful for, how it can work out even better than you expected. Now we're talking about the energy of this eclipse and what's on the other side. Write down what's even better than what you could possibly expect, which actually it worked out perfectly. How does it get any better than this? So this is a time period where it is a key or a doorway to a better, brighter world. That's where we place our focus. So focus on, here's a key point. Michael, I don't know how to be positive during this time. I don't know how to have hope during this time. I don't know how it can all work out. Okay, I'll buy that. Have you ever seen an experience in the past where you didn't think something was going to work out and it did? Well, yeah, of course. All right. Do you remember that experience? Yeah, of course. Do you remember how you felt beforehand? Well, I don't like thinking about it, but yeah, of course. Do you remember how you felt when it worked out? Well, maybe it was a few, or maybe it was a woohoo, but yeah. Did you know you can anchor that in? Did you know you can focus on the positive event that's already experienced, and you can bring more events about like that or something even better? So what does that mean? If you're going, oh my God, I'm screwed, I'm in trouble, everything, pause. Words are important. Words create. Words are jumping timelines. Okay, let's stop and pause. I do remember this time that it worked out. I remember this time I felt better afterwards. I don't know how it worked out. It seemed like a miracle. I don't know how that could happen again, but I remember that. I can focus on that. I can feel that. I can feel that. I can feel that. It will all work out. It will all work out. It will all work out. It brings you back to hope springs eternal. It brings you back to the energy of hope. It brings you back to the higher level and highest level solutions, which don't come from our thinking mind, which goes, we're screwed. We ain't screwed unless that's actually taking a screwdriver and taking a screw and building something new with it. In which case, okay, that's all right to be screwed. That is a higher level solution. That is the building. That is the creative force of the universe. This brings us back full circle today. April is a month of hope, especially this April with the eclipse and beyond. Now, it's a month in the northern hemisphere, where we are birthing new life. But it is also an energy where the earth itself births new life. So you don't have to just be in the northern hemisphere. You don't have to just not be in the southern hemisphere. It is all life. All life begets life. And during this time, particularly now, I don't care whether you're in the North Pole. I don't care if you're hanging with the King Emperor penguins. I love it. Down south, you can feel a buzz. You can feel an energy, even as the world goes quiet. You can feel this energy. Now, I don't know. It's getting weird for me. It's getting weird. I don't know where it's going to go. I have no idea. I was able to see light different ways since my first near-death experience, which was April 2nd, 2006, which means, in a sense, it's my birthday tomorrow. How does it get any better than this? Able to see light, Elmer Fudd there, in a little bit of a different way. And that's actually starting to be very different lately and very profound. And I don't know what it means. I don't have a clue. I got done with Robert's interview and I started staring at a wall for 5 or 10 minutes. And then I was staring at railings and I was watching the positive of the railing and the negative of the railing, the physical part, and then like this golden shadow to it. And then the physical part was dim and this golden shadow. And I'm very interested to see what happens with my ability to see light. It's speaking to all of us. All of our abilities are shifting. All of our abilities are changing. Ability to see at a higher dimensional level, ability to hear at a higher dimensional level, ability to project and attract at a higher dimensional level. And that all comes at a time where the energy of hope is actually growing stronger and stronger. It seems, if you watch the news, that it's growing dimmer and dimmer. That just ain't the case. We can actually get in sync with this energy now. We can get in sync with the energy of hope. We can get in sync with the energy of the planet. We can get in sync with the energy of this planet. Whoa, everybody see this? We've got 4 thumbs down. We've got 440 thumbs up. So I look at it quickly and it says 4440. How does it get any better than this? And we're going to come up on 4444 in a moment, which is my all-time favorite number because it means the angels have our back. And so people are smashing that thumbs up. Let's see if we blast right through it. It means the angels have your back. Woohoo! Here it is. Bookmark it. Screenshot it. The angels have your back as we're talking about monumental hope, where you place your focus, what you get in sync with. It is a time of monumental growth, monumental possibilities. And one must simply harness them. This is the time to harness this. Wow. Okay, we've got the hopefulness doc, but let me give you a couple more tools. Then we'll get into a few questions. Then we'll do a meditation. And I feel like I've been talking too long, but I hope so much that you're enjoying it. There's that word hope. I hope so much you're enjoying it. We get to harness this energy. How? Well, I'm into simple solutions, nothing that's really crazy difficult, because we're not going to do crazy difficult, and we're not going to do things that require a massive amount of energy. We are very efficient. So what are we going to see? Or what do we get to do? We wake up first thing in the morning and I say, I am hopeful for this day. I am hopeful for this day. My arms are sore. I'm not focusing on that. But I had one heck of a swim. I've got national championships in 4 weeks from yesterday. And my arms are a little tired. I am hopeful for this day. But then put out, thank you, Davia, put out, she said, happy birthday. Put out the why. I am hopeful for this day because I know it's going to be a great day, because I know something special is going to happen. This could turn out to be my best, greatest day ever. Ever. Put that out there, and guess what happens? You've just jumped timelines. Quite literally. You've jumped from one probable, one reality that you are anchored in, and thank you to whomever just said I could just talk all night. Sunshine, thank you. You jump from one reality to the next reality, to the next, and to the next. Not because you're being this, oh, if I say I'm going to have a great day, I hope I have a great... Man, it's coming. You literally just jump from one timeline to the next, to the next. I know this could be a really good day, truly my best day ever. You hop another time, then you hop another time. Then as you rise, as you get up, look for things to be hopeful for. Wow, what great weather we're having. Wow, how my flowers and plants are blooming. Wow, how Honey Bear is so incredibly happy and joyous. Wow, 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 wow. In other words, put yourself in the energy of hope. And then throughout the day, when those wrecks happen, and hopefully fewer and fewer and farther in between, bring it back to the energy of hope. So what was it, a couple days ago? Oh, I think was we driving along? Was it on the day of the Rivian event? I think it was the day of the Rivian event, right beforehand, where we got the email that we weren't moving to this particular place in Boulder. Take a deep breath. Feel it. It's okay. Feel it. I really want to train and entrain you to feel your emotions, not to run away from them. They're part of this joyous experience called life on earth. We don't have to live in them. We don't have to dwell on them. Feel the energy. And then say, and something even better is coming about. I can feel it. Yeah, but Michael, isn't that just wishful thinking? Well, first off, there ain't no such thing because you're hopping timelines. You're jumping to a new reality. Secondly, the simulator is very efficient. So if you focus on, oh crap, there goes another place, then you're going to find more, oh crap, there goes another place. Because that's where your attention or your awareness is at the center point of infinity. You're focused here. You're always focused here. What's the here you want to focus on? Wow, something better. This fell apart, so something even better can come about. Woohoo! You bring it back to hope. So throughout the day, bring it back to hope, bring it back to hope, bring it back to hope. You see a car accident on the other side, pray. It helps. Say prayers. It helps. Imagine that everybody's okay. It helps. Then bring it back to all of the thousands of cars around you that are not having accidents. You see something in the news, and please change the channel. Go and search for something positive or something possible. Go look for the hope. You will find it. You'll find it today. You'll find it tomorrow. You'll find it every day to come, and be proactive about it. Make yourself a super sleuth of hope. Look for the hope. See the hope. Find the hope. Broadcast the hope. Begin with hope. End the day with hope. Everywhere in between, go to hope. And what you're doing is jumping reality, jumping reality, jumping reality. You understand that every single person here tonight, and that certainly is you, we are shifting the reality for everyone on this planet. Just from your energy of what is possible, just from your buzzing, glorious energy here today. And I'm getting lots of birthday wishes. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. How does it get any better than this? How does it get any better than this? You're shifting the reality for everyone around you. And the more that you think of a positive outcome and feel that positive outcome, the more it's coming about for everyone. Yeah, but there's this and there's that, and there's these crazy wars. Yeah, that's a good term for it. Hope. Imagine. Imagine is really to image into beingness. That's what we're talking about. By jumping to a new room, by jumping to a new reality, by having a new switch flipped on. So keep being proactive and bring it back to hope and back to hope and back to hope. And one last shameless plug. Wednesday night, I am going to teach you how to become a hope ninja. There's a term I've never used before. A hope ninja, ninja of the light. And a ninja of the dark, because we get to feel the dark, we get to play in the light, but it's a balance between the two at the highest hopeful level. And we are going to play with that Wednesday night to help you broadcast the or something better into the ethos for this eclipse to come, so that it can be the most powerful, profound, and changeful event in your life of ever, and maybe of ever to come as well. So I have a very simple attunement, actually a couple simple attunements for you. I'm big into attunements. Desiree, what's a good way to handle road rage? Send love. Send love. Imagine that the person who is experiencing this road rage. So if somebody cuts me off, Desiree, and we'll get back to this. If somebody cuts me off, do you know what I immediately think of? Oh my God, this person, maybe their wife, mother, sister, brother, child is in the hospital. Oh my God, maybe they just lost their job. Oh my God, maybe they just lost their house. I have no idea what happened, but I am just going to send them so much love, because if they're going through this much rage and this much anger right now, their life must be really, really difficult. And I mean it. I don't just say it. I mean it. How much love can I send them? How much can I imagine a better future for them? How much can I imagine them coming out of this state and turning their life around, or turning this experience around and having something positive come? They're you. Doesn't mean you created the road rage. It means we are all one. The totality of this existence is everyone. We are everyone. We are everything. Robert Everett Grant started the show talking about the square root of zero being not zero, but one. Zero is the totality of everything. Every single one of us is connected. Every single one of us is a part of each and every one of us. So we don't judge the road rager as, and I know you weren't doing that, we don't judge the road rager as bad. Certainly we can say that's dangerous. That's literal, but we don't say that's bad. But can we hope a different outcome for this situation? That's where we get to play the game. So this attunement or energy, I love playing with energy in words, because the words didn't come from me. So when I give you the words, they are filled with and go to that word earlier, a deliciousness that didn't come from me. How does it get any better than this? And we can use these few phrases. We can repeat them before we go to bed. We can repeat them when we rise, and they shift our energy. And so feel free to say these along with me. And so just suspend disbelief for just one moment. I like putting a hand on my heart. I like thumping my heart. Opening that chakra right up. And right now we're going into that throat chakra here through this eclipse. And so we can belt this out with everything we've got. I have hope. I have hope. And it's interesting. Somebody just said, is hope the same as faith? And I was thinking about George Michael, and we've got to have faith earlier today. Hope is an even higher level frequency. Now let's go back to this. I have hope. 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 One more time. I have hope. I have hope. I have hope. I see goodness. I see greatness. I see possibilities. I see goodness. I see greatness. I see possibilities. I see goodness. I see greatness. I see possibilities. I have hope. I have hope. I have hope. And it will be so. It will be so. Now, is there anything else that we get to do? There will be crisis coming up. And Archangel Michael talked about several crises coming up in April. But he said, bring it back. There will be darkness. Bring it back. There will be a heartache, particularly with Mercury retrograde. But bring it back. This doesn't mean that you don't recognize the world's challenges and you don't recognize the challenges in your own life. I'm not talking about a spiritual bypass. I'm not saying, nah, poo-poo. I don't see what's going on around me. I didn't say go, I don't see the road rager. See him. Send him love. Imagine another possibility. Heck yeah, do something with it. Recognize that you might have so much fear going through you after you've just been cut off. Recognize that. Feel it. It's okay. It's okay to have that scary feeling. And go, okay, that's just my body's way of saying, let's stay away from that person and keep myself safe. But now what can I do to bring it back to that state of hope? What can I do to bring it back to the state of hope? If you recognize that all of the road ragers, the war ragers, the anger ragers, the anything ragers, and it almost sounds like I'm being judgy. I'm just using that as a term for the moment. There is no judgment here. There is no judgment. There is no judgment. Only kindness and compassion is empathy. That's where we're moving to. Kindness, compassion, empathy, and dare I say love. Kindness, compassion, empathy, love. Kindness, compassion, you can say it with me. Empathy, love. Kindness, compassion, empathy, love. When you recognize that, and you recognize that that one road rage experience was one out of 1,000 drivers, 10,000 drivers, 100,000 drivers, when you recognize that the countries at war are a fraction of the totality of the number of people on earth who want peace, who want love, who want harmony, when you recognize that even though one flower is trampled, there is an entire field of daisies or sunflowers going, hooray. When you recognize the goodness and get yourself on the channel of K-Hope all the time, by recognizing all the goodness, all the greatness, all the miracles that are around you, you will not only leap to a new timeline and to a new reality, you will leap to what I call the or something even better. The reality that is so great it is beyond anything you could ever have imagined. Sort of like that planet or that sun going supernova, not planet, that sun going supernova, and us having a rose in the sky for the rest of our existence. How does it get any better than this? How does it get any better than this? And wow, I think that is a record amount of time that I've talked here. So let us take a few questions. And last time I had said we weren't going to do a meditation. And then I heard parents saying, but our kids are here and they want a meditation. So I promise a short meditation before the end. And we will do, of course, a longer meditation during the School of Mystics on Wednesday. So definitely do come join us for that. And I am going to imagine once again that I have water. It made it so close. I know what happened. I opened it up. I opened up the water. I was fully focused on the water making it in here, and then I heard the words that made my heart just, which was Hannah Bear said yes. Hannah Bear, and she might have said demands that she be on camera. I'm like, well, how do you know? And Mama Bear's like, I asked her. And she kept pointing to your studio and saying, yes, yes, yes. At which point I put down the water because I was thinking of Hannah Bear holding her in my arms in the water there. And I carried Hannah Bear in here and completely forgot about the water entirely. Oh my gosh. Okay. From Soul Puppy 87. I felt I was on the verge on lots of love, Soul Puppy. I felt I was on the verge of either channeling or doing automatic writing Egyptians or related to it. How do I know which they want? I felt like I was on the verge of either channeling or doing automatic writing Egyptians are related to it. How do I know which they want? I'm not sure, Soul Puppy, what the exact question is here. Is it a matter of knowing who you wish to channel? If you do prayers at the highest level, and the prayers that I teach in automatic writing, then it's okay whomever comes through. Because whomever comes through when you're doing the highest level channeling, and that's what I teach, and I'm sure that's what you're talking about here, is always for your highest good and the highest good of all. You can ask who it is, and between you and me, the Egyptians aren't the Egyptians. Whomever built the pyramids, and Robert Edward Grant was talking about Arcturian language and Arcturian values and Arcturian communication. Whoever built the pyramid was far earlier than the Egyptians as we know them now. And Egyptians, and maybe people here tonight are Egyptian, are the most amazing, incredible people, as are everyone here on Earth. But this was another time period. My belief, based on the stars that they show, is at least a precession ago, at least 24,500 years ago, maybe double that. Um, Whoever built them are higher dimensional beings who would like to come through at this time, or put a different way. And this gets us off topic, but it's perfectly on topic. They're here with us now. We think of extraterrestrials. We think of these people who are out there. Robert would like to say that they're in here. I would like to say that all beings that we call out there, call galaxies away, call universes away, they're flitting in and out of existence here now at this very moment, because time is not real, space is not real. In fact, we judge space, as Robert would say as well, we judge space based on time, how long it takes to get there, based on light, which is a perception of the eye, which is why the whole concept of a light year is a limited, flawed concept, because it's based on us seeing light. When we realize that the us is involved and we get out of that, we realize that there is no such thing as a light year. We realize that we can be infinitely anywhere at the same time, so much faster than the speed of light. But that gets way, way past what we're talking about here. What we're talking about is the higher dimensional beings are already here. The higher dimensional beings are already here. It's just us being able to access the higher dimensions. That's why they're called higher dimensional beings, in order to see them, in order to hear them, in order to anything them. When you go into automatic writing, or you do some of the processes we do in the School of Mystics, you are beginning to access them more and see them more, or hear from them more, or feel from them more. And as we go through this eclipse to the other side of things, they are going to become more and more apparent to us as our consciousness raises. Not everybody will be able to see them. This is not that people are bad and people are good and people are the chosen ones and people are not chosen. If anybody is a chosen one, we can all choose to be the one. We can all choose to be the chosen one by where we put our focus. But the more of us that play in that light, the more of us play in that game of ascension, of awakening, of kindness, compassion, empathy, and love, the more that those who are trying their best not to meddle with us say, hey, they're playing in this light of kindness, compassion, empathy, and love, I can make myself more visible to them. And that, I believe, is exactly what's going on, and especially going on right now. Okay, Veronica, brilliant question that I'm only going to be able to slightly answer just because I'm scrolling back into my memory banks from Dr. Michael Lennox's interview a few weeks ago on the eclipse. Veronica asked, my moon is in Aries. How does this Aries solar eclipse affect Aries, my Aries moon? From my understanding, a lot stronger. Particularly the first 4 signs in the zodiac are affected the strongest by this eclipse, although we are all getting the major mojo upgrade, awakening, amplification. But Veronica, having Aries in your chart, from what little I understand of it, will make it a more powerful, or potentially even a bumpier ride, as the old is shaken loose from you to allow in the new. That's what Mercury retrograde is for everyone during this time, though. Bumpy ride to shake out the old to allow in the new. We might as well be proactive about it and say, what doesn't serve me anymore? But Veronica, so a little bit extra snugger on the seatbelt and a little more playing in that hope. Dominique, why does the universe not have everybody's back, Michael? Oh, forgive me, Dominique. I hope I didn't say that. The universe has everybody's back. That phrase is simply to get you in alignment with that understanding, which helps you to feel better. And the better state that you feel, the easier it is to jump realities. The universe has everyone's back. Everyone's back. The person who is going through the hardest experience, they're a divine ascendant master here on earth to learn or to grow or to help all of us. It doesn't mean the universe doesn't have their back. If you look at somebody who's going for, forgive me, a shitstorm of a life, and you're going, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, realize it's very callous to say, well, they just signed up for it. It ain't that. But in a sense, they came here to get the greatest gifts, the greatest learnings, the greatest growth this lifetime. So the universe truly does have all of our backs, every single one of us. Jay, what's easier to open, third eye or astral projection? That's an interesting question. Conceptually, because these are all conceptions. I mean, they are real and they're not. Jay, I'm going to go with the door of the third eye, just because getting us in that sense of seeing that greater reality, to me, helps bring us to it. But these are all semantics and concepts. So, astral projection, when we're talking about projection, we're talking about creating a new reality. We can also talk about getting outside of our body and going and flitting around as an astral projection as well. Um, I just like door A, third eye. As far as easiness, the answer, actually, in more particular, Jay, is forgive me, whichever you bring your awareness to the most is which you're going to have the easiest time playing with, which is the whole topic for tonight. Which room do you want to toggle the on switch on? Megan, whew, why have these energies of the last few days been so heavy and sad for some of us? How to counter it? Megan, that is part of the shedding of the old that's going on. It is not to be feared. It is part of the natural process. It happens more for those who need it more. Part of the soul contract. It doesn't mean, well, you did something wrong because you're going to need to have more heaviness, and you did something, you're better than me because you didn't need that. No, there is no right, there is no wrong, there is no good, there is no bad. This is all part of the ascendant process. We don't get to counter it. We get to feel the heaviness, feel the sadness, and then hope or project, to use that term here, to choose, remember the hopefulness document, for the or something better. What is it I want? What is it I desire? So I don't say focus on the heaviness and sadness, because we're going into the solar eclipse. I don't want you focused on the heaviness and sadness. I want you to feel it. I want you to bring it through you. You can birth it. You can let it go. And then bring yourself to where you want to be and allow that to be amplified during this time. Karen, some astrologers say that you should wait to meditate after the eclipse because the energies are crazy. Do you agree? I like meditating during. Karen, meditate every single time you want. Meditate as much as you want. Meditate upside down. Meditate hanging from a tree. Jessica and I meditated on kayaks after calling in Hana Bear 7 years ago, kayaks on lake on South Carolina, as we looked up and anchored in the totality of the solar eclipse. Anytime you want, you can meditate. You can just shut off the sound right now and go and meditate. All teachers, all astrologists are awesome. But at the end of the day, and even everything I say, there are no rules. There's only this feeling state. This is the tug on your heart coming from the universe. Follow that. And even that's not a rule, because if you don't want to follow that, that's okay too. All learning, all growth, all here to serve you. But I would say if you feel like meditating or feel like meditating during the eclipse, and that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be meditating during the eclipse because I have determined that at this point, limiting belief, it may be a little too challenging to go drive that 1,200 or so miles with Hama Bear and Mama Bear to get to the eclipse this time around. I know we will want to do it in the future. Once you've seen one, you don't want to stop there. However, I will not flip heaven and earth to get to this one, but I can still feel the eclipse just as strongly if I go on the inside during this time and on the inside during the eclipse. Is it crazy energy right now? Oh my God, yes. Is it the over the top? Absolutely. Is it here to serve us? Oh yeah, better believe it. Absolutely. Sherry, if we are in pain and focusing on things makes them bigger, but meditating and looking at things with curiosity is supposed to be helpful, how do you balance when you're in pain? Sherry, acknowledge, and I'm so sorry, and I've been there. I've really, really been there. So I can go back to being on the couch. Second near-death experience. Which, oh my gosh, 2013. 2013, 2014, 2013, 7 years later. I'm laying on the couch. I've already had surgery. I have barely enough red blood cells to keep me going, and I chose to pass on. I already had 4 or 5 other people's blood transfusions and broken bones and titanium and all this stuff. And I'm on the couch at a new friend, we'll call her an Angel's house, and I'm laying there and I'm in a ton of pain. I acknowledge I'm in a ton of pain, and I'm not going to take the heavy duty painkillers because that's just how I was. And okay, I'm in a ton of pain, and oh my God, is something amazing going to come out of this? Oh my God, is something incredible going to come out of this? Oh my God, am I going to have such growth, such possibilities? Am I going to be running again? Am I going to be strong? Am I going to feel great again? Oh my God, in a few days or a few weeks, I'm going to actually crutch off of this couch and crutch out the front door and crutch down to the driveway. How does it get any better than this? I acknowledge the pain. I look at the pain. I notice the pain. And then I place my focus where I want it to be. So Cody says here, I have chronic lung pain and is very lonely. Any lonely to know anyone doesn't care, but oh well, I care. So Cody, COPD is hell. Forgive me. That is, I went through EMT training decades ago, and that was my experience with chronic lung pain. Although actually I had walking pneumonia many years ago as well, and that was very uncomfortable to say the least. We recognize the pain. We don't push the pain away. And I would actually say we befriend the pain, Cody. This is the next level. Give the pain a name. How you doing, pain? How's your day going? What are you here? What can you teach me? Why are you hanging out with me? What can I learn from you? Is there any way you wouldn't mind, backing off a little bit today? And let's see how the day goes. In fact, chronic pain, I'm just going to call you CP from now. Hey, CP, you mind if I shine some light on you? You mind if I shine some love on you? You mind if we, go outside for a little bit and we have fun today? It may sound like I'm making light of it, but actually, in a sense, that's kind of the point. I'm bringing light to it. I'm bringing love to it. I'm bringing, in a sense, healing to it by acknowledging it, and also acknowledging that there is a reason. So many people are sending you love right now. It's that there is a reason for it. The reason may not be I can do X, Y, Z, and that chronic pain goes away, though maybe it can, and let's play that game. I mean it. Let's see if we can jump reality to a reality where that pain's gone. There is a way to do this. There is, no matter what you've been told, there is a way. Heck, I walk, I run. I'm going to another national championships in a few weeks, and they told me I was going to lose my leg in my life. Thank you. But there is a reason it's here to serve you. And this could be beyond this lifetime. But I promise you, and I do not make light of it, Cody, it is a gift, even if it is the greatest bugger of a bugger of a bugger of a gift. But do what you can to view it from that light by talking with it, by asking from it, by learning from it. And you will be amazed at how much the pain may not go away, but how much it can be your greatest teacher. All right, and I send so much love your way. So we are going to jump into a meditation now, a very, very, very brief meditation. And then, of course, do come join us on Wednesday for our School of Mystics, where we're going to take, and blow this out to an entirely new level with tools, with exercises to get you ready for what I'm going to call, like P.T. Barnum, the greatest show on earth, but you don't have to be there in person, which is going to be this eclipse come next Monday, which means, again, this YouTube Live, which is every Monday night, will not be Monday night next week, but will be Sunday night. It won't be Monday night. It will be Sunday night. It won't be Monday night. It will be Sunday night. But this Wednesday night in the School of Mystics, we are going to get you ready with everything we've got. This is where I usually take a sip of water. So I'm going to imagine there's water. This is the running joke because I know on Wednesday night for our School of Mystics, the number of people who are going to say, because it's Zoom for those who want to be there on Zoom, who wants to show themselves, or just want to be heard, or who just want to be in the chat, or the majority of people watches the recording because of time zones. But the number of people are going to say, Michael, do you have your water handy? I can see it coming. Glug, 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 glug. Actually, there was a sip or two in there. How does it get any better than this? All right. Let me see what we're going to do for a meditation here. And take your own sip of water for this moment. All right. What I'd like you to do, ooh, this is going to be a good one. Shorty, but a goodie. What I'd like you to do is, yeah, take a deep breath and sigh. Life's too serious to take seriously. In, out. In, out. One more time. In, out. Feel how much more relaxed you're feeling. Feel yourself more at ease. Just take your feet, particularly if you have your shoes off, and if not, see if you can kick them off, and kind of shuffle your feet on the carpet or shuffle your feet on the floor. Just play with it right now. This is not a meditation. This is playtime. And so I want you kicking your feet back and forth, maybe as if you were a little kid and you were going to go zap somebody after you shuffled your feet on the carpet. Zap. But I want you to stay in this plate of joy. Then we're going to breathe in through the nose, down to the belly, and out through the nose. In and out. In and out. Very good. Now I want us all to imagine that we're all here together as one. We have formed this most amazing circle, this supportive circle of love, of light workers, of shadow workers, of amazing beings in a human being disguise. And we are all holding hands now, everybody here, past, future, and present. And we breathe in together as one and out together as one. In as one and out as one. In and out. In and out. And now, as you kind of drift away, I want you to feel like you've almost gone to sleep here. You've got your eyes closed. You're breathing in. You're breathing out. In and out. I want you to imagine that you just had the most beautiful night's sleep tonight. How does it get any better than this? And you wake up in the morning. You feel rested. You feel refreshed. I look at Hannah Bear in the morning. She's got her hands behind her head. She's literally kicked back as if she doesn't have a care in the world. And so are you. You wake up in the morning. You're kicked back. This is for tomorrow morning. You're totally relaxed. You feel at such peace and you feel at such ease. So what do I want you to do? I want you to imagine that you're your higher self. You're your you on the other side of the veil. And you reach out and you give yourself the biggest bear hug in the world. And you say, I love you, or I love you, man. I love you. And this isn't necessarily you saying I love you. This is your higher self. I love you. This is your angels. This is your team. I love you. I love you. And you bask in that for a minute. And you think to yourself, wow. And you start tapping yourself on the chest with your hand. Wow, wow, wow. This can be a special day. This can be a special day. This can be an incredibly special day. I hope for a beautiful day. hope for an amazing day. I hope for the most amazing day ever. I know this can be a special day. I know this can be a special day. I know this can, is, and will be a special day. And then I want you to think of something. Think of something positive you know can come true today. Think of something good or something great you know can come true today. Think of something amazing or even infinitesimally small that you are going to be so happy that it takes place today. And anchor that in your beingness. Anchor that in your goodness. Anchor that in your new reality. Can you feel that? Can you feel that buzz, that goodness, that glowiness, that surge of positive goodness inside of you, thinking about all the good stuff that is to come? And now I want you to expand that. And I want you to think of even something even better that can take place today. Feel it, experience it, anchor it in. Feel that glow, feel that energy, feel that joy, feel that exuberance, feel that love. And now take it even one step further. What is something amazing, incredible, crazy that could take place today? But you're going to put it out there in the ethos because it may. Feel it, imagine it, know that it's taking place. How would you feel? What kind of a dance would you be jigging to, or a jig would you be dancing to? How amazing would that feel? I hope for something incredibly special. I hope for something incredibly special. I hope for something incredibly special. And how does it get any better than this? How does it get any better than this? Anchor in that goodness, anchor in that joy, anchor in that feeling, anchor in that hope, anchor in the amazing positive possibilities for this day ahead. I have hope. I have hope. I have hope. Repeat this after me. I have hope. I have hope. I have hope. And one more time. I have hope. I have hope. I have hope. And as you come back down to earth, so to speak, know that you have not just jumped one timeline, nor 10 timelines, but 100, 1,000, or more. And how does it get any better than this? How does it get any better than this? So, Angela says it gets better than this with chocolate cake and ice cream. It could. It absolutely could. And so many people are sending positive love to Cody. I love it. 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 And I love you. I love you. I love you. Thank you, Aya Bear. Thank you, Ann Bear. Thank you, Super Bobs. Thank you, Marge. Thank you, everyone on our dream team. Thank you, Miraku. Thank you, Hana Bear. Thank you, Mama Bear. And thank you, you. How does it get any better than this? How does it get any better than this? How does it get any better than this? Have the most amazing, blissful, peaceful evening ahead. The most amazing, crazy, beautiful, blissful, over the top, hope filled, energized morning ahead. And then if you can, I'll see you Wednesday. And either way, I love you, love you, love you. And I'll see you Sunday night for the most special pre-eclipse event we have ever had. And I believe it's already set up. And if so, you can click the button to be notified of it. If not, we will have that up in the next day or two. And so make sure that you subscribe and we'll get you notification of this. And I can see Super Bob's pulling up the screen here because I think even though he's controlling my computer, I may need to press some buttons, although I think Super Bob's is pressing things so he can press the buttons for me. But so much love, everybody. So much love. And how does it get any better than this? Happy, beautiful portal week ahead. Woohoo! Lots of love, everyone. I think I may have to press that button. Let's see.
Every day there's a new horizon. Birds keep on singing, earth keeps on spinning. Time to toss any fears that rule you. Dance to vibrations, no limitations.